All right, next question here comes from Cody. He says, Jimmy G over under 250 yards week 1. Well, I did say prediction in our first mailbag video, our first live Q&A. I said it was me 20 to 13. It means he's probably not going to throw for over 300 yards. So I'm going to say under, but probably like 212, 213. But you bet your bottom dollar they're going to rush for over 100 yards, right? And so they're going to have over 300 yards from scrimmage, and they will obviously get the win. I'll say under, but just for this one. Week 1's tough, guys. Like, there's no training camp. I mean, there's no preseason. And it's going to be a very sloppy week 1 around the National Football League. John Patrick Balanza. When will Fred Warner be back? Oh, right. So Fred Warner's on the COVID list right now. He's been on the COVID reserve list for a couple of days. Now, the COVID reserve list does not mean he's tested positive, but it doesn't mean he didn't test positive. It could mean he was around somebody who tested positive, so he has to wait a couple of days to be able to come back. We've not been told for sure that he has tested positive, but more than likely, right? Let's be honest, he probably did test positive. But as a lot of other NFL players have shown, it's, 10 days. You get 2 negative tests in a row, and you're back on the football field. And so the majority of NFL players are having either asymptomatic or having mild symptoms because they are in that demographic of healthy young adults who are just fine after this thing. Obviously, it's not a guarantee, but a lot of people come back pretty quickly. So this is something to keep an eye on. There's still about 10 days for the start of the NFL season. He has time to get better, and you bet he's trying to get better as quickly as possible. But as we know, COVID is a little bit different for everybody. And so we have to wait and see. But right now, again, he's on the COVID reserve list, meaning he either tested positive or he was around somebody who tested positive, and so he's got to self-quarantine, as you guys know. Orlando says, what's your record prediction for the 2020 season? I've said 11-5. I've been an 11-5 guy from the very start. You look at the roster, you look at the schedule, and it's a brutal schedule. I mean, it's not an easy schedule. It's not the hardest schedule, but it's tough. You got a lot of tough games. It's a first-place schedule. You won the NFC. They're going to be trying to gun for you every single day. The division is better. They're not winning 13 games. And that's just me being straight up honest. And a lot of 49er fans will say, 14-2, guaranteed. No, I mean, like, great, right? For sure. 13-3. No, it's just not going to happen, right? This is going to be a tough overall season, and 11 wins probably wins you the NFC West and gets you a top 3 seed in the NFC. What do you guys think, though? That cues us in perfectly. Great question there, Orlando. What will the 49ers record be in 2020? Let me know down below in the comment section. 12 wins is tough to do in the NFL, and it's tough to do repeatedly. I'm just telling you, 11 wins to me makes a lot of sense. 11-5 is my prediction. Byron Smasham, it's a good last name, says, do you think Jordan Reed gets over 500 receiving yards when healthy? Well, he is healthy right now, right? I mean, he is healthy, so he's going to be starting week 1 and at that number 2 role and rotating around there and getting some plays. And apparently he's been an absolute beast so far. It is limited amount of training camp numbers. So, yeah, over 500 yards for sure. If he stays healthy, easily over 500 yards. I mean, this is a guy who caught like 15 touchdowns back in 2015 with the Washington Redskins. He was fantastic. But just, concussions, health, it's a big deal. And so if he stays healthy, yeah, over 500. Sammy, Super Bowl or bust? I hate Super Bowl or bust because it's not fair. Like, would you say last year was a bust year? Like, you had a 10-point lead in the fourth quarter of Super Bowl 54. No, it's not a bust year. So Super Bowl or bust to me is not a fair thing. I would say playoff or bust, though. I mean, this is a team that obviously should be able to make the postseason. I mean, look around the rest of the NFC. Sure, it's loaded, but they can't be one of the top 7-8 teams in the National Football League and not the top 7-8 teams in the NFC. Yes, they can. So it's not Super Bowl or bust because that's not fair to any team because injuries and stuff like that. But it should be playoff or bust. And I'll say they got to make the postseason this year for sure. Unless they have mega injuries or Jimmy Garoppolo is just terrible, this is definitely a 9 or 10 or 11 football team. If that's the case, then they're going to go to the postseason. Will Jimmy G be a top 10 quarterback this year? It's a tough question, right? I mean, you would say yes because he should be, and he played very well last year, and you probably had him last year as like the 13th or 14th best quarterback. But you start naming quarterbacks. You're like, okay, Russell Wilson, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, Carson Wentz, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. I'm already up to 7, right? Like, it's hard to start naming quarterbacks. I didn't say Aaron Rodgers. Throw his name back in there. Josh Allen was very good last year. Matt Ryan obviously is still there. Like, there are a lot of good quarterbacks in the NFL. So top 10 quarterback is not just a guarantee anymore because half of the teams in the entire NFL have quarterbacks that could be a top 10 quarterback. I think he will. I think he'll be better than last year, which means he should be, but it's not a guarantee. But they've shown that they can be a Super Bowl caliber team if he's the 13th best quarterback or the 14th best quarterback in the NFL. So I wouldn't worry about his ranking too much, but he has the tools, the roster, and the whereabouts to do so. So let's just go ahead and say yes. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Because more subs means more videos. We're playing a lot of great videos here, not only this weekend, but also, and this is important, also during the entire NFL season. So we break down games. We talk about winners and losers. We grade people. Like we go full in-depth week in and week out preparing for games and recapping games here on the 49ers Reports. If you guys love the channel, Go ahead and subscribe. The link is down below. Obviously, the big red subscribe button works as well. Super chat comes in. If you do a super chat, you're basically guaranteed to get your questions answered. Who wins red zone? Bourne, Kittle, Wilson, or Reed? They've said that red zone has been dominated by Jordan Reed. Now, Kittle obviously is a great red zone target because all tight ends are, but Jordan Reed is so darn big and so darn tall. If I had to bet my money on one jump ball in the red zone, or I wanted to throw the ball to the red zone to one guy, David, it would have to be Jordan Reed. I'm telling you guys, if Jordan Reed stays healthy, he's going to be good. If you have a late draft pick in your draft in fantasy football and you feel really good about your team, but you need another tight end, I'm going to snag Reed because I think he's going to be very good if he can stay healthy, and it's kind of a low risk, high reward sort of thing. Super chat coming in here from Go Niners. Should we trade CJ for draft picks? Or draft picks? No, I don't think so. And I don't think that they will overall. So I think that they're going to go ahead and not make a lot of more or any more trades. I think they're just going to keep it exactly how it is. But there just isn't a lot of trades out there. I think make a lot of sense, and they're very happy with their roster right now. But a good question. Byron says, is Armstead a better D end or D tackle? Both, right? Like he's going to line up at D tackle. He's a D tackle on the depth chart, but he obviously rotates around. It's the beauty of him being a little bit not undersized for a D tackle, but athletic as a D tackle. If you're an athletic D tackle, they move you around. They move Fletcher Cox around in Philadelphia. They move Aaron Donald around in Los Angeles. If you're good and you're quick, they move J.J. Watt around. That's the kind of player that Eric Armstead is, so he'll play both. So he's good at both. But he'll start at D tackle. Super chat from Sammy, guaranteed on the show. Let's see. 49ers will win the Niners. Trust cornerback Verdette. If not, should we trade for someone? And Debo's next Julio and 24. Jeez. You trust Verrett? Well, I trust Verrett if he's healthy, which he just had a hamstring injury. So we got to wait and see if he's going to be healthy. But I think that they are fine with the guys behind him, like Keller Witherspoon and Emmanuel Mosley. So no, I would not do any sort of trades. And Debo is not the next Julio Jones. He's not big enough to be. He could be the next Antonio Brown from a size-wise, but it's just too early, right? People thought Calvin Ridley in Atlanta was going to be the next Antonio Brown, and he's kind of had an up-and-down start to his career. So Julio and Antonio Brown are elite wide receivers, or at least were during the peak of their powers. I don't know if Debo, he's for sure not Julio because Julio is a totally different animal. But Antonio Brown size-wise could be similar, but it's too early to say. Make sure you guys pick up a 49er face mask right now, chatsports.com/49mask. A bunch of different options here are all down below in the description box because I would bet they're going to eventually let fans at Levi Stadium. You'll probably have to wear a mask at some point, so pick up one like the 3-pack right here. The way you and two of your closest friends are completely covered and ready to go for the start of the season. Or get the one that covers everything. Goodness gracious, like a ski mask. This one looks sweet. Pick this one up as well, chatsports.com/49mask. All of them are down below at the link. Just click it and you'll be able to pull it up and find the one that you want. Couple more here. Time for a couple more. Orlando says, would Niners would be interested in giving no, Alvin Kamara. No. They have way too many running backs. Kamara had to talk with Sean Payton just the other day. It looks like they're going to figure things out there with him. So he probably won't be traded. It would cost too much, and they have too many good running backs. Not a chance. No, I wouldn't say that happening. Neil says, Solomon Thomas could have a breakout year. Say it every year. He had a good training camp. He had a very good training camp, but at the same time, he's had good training camps before. So if it was going to be a year he breaks out, then sure, I think it would be this year. But will he break out this year? Come on. Like, the guy's had a lot of chances. He's had a lot of chances to figure things out. He has not been able to do it. Let's see. Next question here. We're going to get one pulled up right now. #49ers. Get those questions in. Running out of time, though. A couple more minutes here. Well, Tommy's getting hungry. He's got to eat dinner. I need these questions in. Rashid, that's a good one here. If we were to sign Sanu, you see us running more Wildcat with them? Oh, man. How much is more Wildcat, right? Like, how much Wildcat do teams actually run? Majority of teams are going to run, one Wildcat play game. They didn't even run a lot of Wildcat with Sanu in Atlanta. He probably threw 3 or 4 passes his entire career. So, no, I wouldn't see him running a lot more Wildcat. Does Wildcat really work? Really, is it worth taking Jimmy Garoppolo off the field, taking the hands out of his football? No, I don't think so. Super chat from Sammy. Here we go. Super chat says, Debo the GOAT. Give him 2 years to be the best in the league. Jimmy is going off for 5 rings. No question. Jeez. I hope so. I don't know. GOAT, greatest of all time. Debo Samuel. Guys, it's only second year. I love Debo Samuel, but the best ever? Best in the league? Calm down. And 5 rings? Goodness gracious. Jimmy's got to start winning rings now. 5 rings. This is insane. Appreciate these super chat. No, but crazy. Let's just get 1 ring first, right? How do you think 49ers are going to re-sign based on the whole secondary as well as strength? Okay. I think they're going to try to. but they're not going to be able to re-sign everybody. And everyone needs to understand they're not going to be able to re-sign everybody next year. There are a lot of people who are going to need new contracts. They will try and do as many as they can, but there will be some casualties because that's what happens in the NFL whenever you have a very good football team. Shout out your city. Where are you guys watching from? Let me know what you guys are watching from. I, as always, am in Atlanta. I was running around today doing a bunch of other meetings and stuff like that. It is so hot in Atlanta right now. Oh, my gosh. I have the AC on in my room, and it's hot in here right now. Where are you guys watching from? Shout out your city down below. Hopefully, you're in a cooler and more relaxed climate than I'm in right now. We guys going for Labor Day, right? Are you guys going somewhere? I'm going north, but let me know. What do you guys think? Okay, a couple more here. What's the Biz says, if the Rams can't re-sign Ramsey, very first round of the Rams are desperate. No, you wouldn't trade for him because if they can't re-sign him, they're just going to let him go, right? So you don't want to waste a first-round draft pick for Jalen Ramsey. And Ramsey's an interesting character, great player, kind of a little bit of a drama queen. I don't think that they're going to. He costs a lot of money too. I mean, Ramsey costs top-tier, top-shelf cornerback money, so no, I don't see that. Breakout player. I did this video a couple days ago. Biggest breakout player. I'm trying to think who I said. McKinnon was one. Reed was one. Oh, Verrett was another. Who was the fourth? There was a fourth one that I had in there. I forget. Watch the video. I had a video on this whole thing. But I think Reed or McKinnon are going to be the breakout players. Let's see here. Next question comes in from Cody. First 100-yard receiver not named George. 100-yard receiver? Or are we thinking 1,000 receiver? Because 100 yards, shoot, could be like freaking like a couple weeks. Debo's out early, so Ayuk or Bourne or Taylor. I don't know. It's a tough question. I honestly don't know. If that's 1,000, then it's going to be Samuel. Like if that's 1,000, it's definitely going to go ahead and be Samuel. But if it's 100, then it could be absolutely anybody.